so like you guys had a song about like Big Brother, government spying on you.
Yeah.
You know, what inspired that song?
Basically, like for me, I've always been someone who I just don't take things at face value, and I've always been very interested from a very young age. Like 13 years old was like the first time that like I got involved in like conspiracy theories. The first one was like the 9/11 thing. Like,
of course,
you know what I mean?
Age,
and ever since that, it really just changed my entire perspective on the world and about our government, and just for me, like. I don't believe a lot of things that are told to me, and I don't believe a lot of things that media says and puts out there. And I kind of like to dig deeper and search for my own truth and what I truly believe. And that song is really just about that. It's about, searching for what you believe, but then the circumstances of doing that is paranoia sometimes. And it's also like just realizing your world completely changes when you go out there and you search for things. Like when you have a completely different perspective from everyone else around you, like everything just changes. And that song's just really about gaining a whole new perspective, and no one else really looks through that perspective until they dig deeper too. So I don't know. It's just about gaining my own perspective through like the conspiracy theories that I've seen and believe in.
And what was the song? What was the title for that song?
In the Sound.
In the Sound. Okay.
Which really kind of just like being lost in everything. In the Sound. That's kind of like what the idea is. It's just being lost in that whole thing.
Is obviously different than a lot of people's experience with being female and queer and
right.
color and just in this climate anyway too.
Oh yeah.
I can say like that song is probably my only song about conspiracy theories. The rest of my songs are usually just about love and girls, and because we're both into girls, so
that's really what it is. Love songs.
Most of our songs are love songs.
Okay.
It's our own perspective on love.
Especially in this, current political climate, which, isn't too friendly to a lot of groups of people.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, I think it's funny, too, because, even, we both write about love, but we both, I think, have completely different takes on, love, when we write our songs. Hers are far more, romantic and, you know what I mean? Dream girl type songs, and then mine are more because I'm currently in a relationship, and it's about kind of the struggles you face in your relationships and that kind of stuff.
I live in an idealized world right
now.
Yeah.
She romanticizes for sure.
So switching gears here, I mean, what's the local music scene like in Columbus?
I love the local music scene in Columbus. Honestly, since I've lived here and started playing music here, honestly, most people you meet are very amazing. Most musicians you meet are very inviting, and they're very nice to you, at least for my perspective. I've honestly made a family with a lot of the bands here. The people we're playing with here tonight, pretty much know all of those people, and I know all their lyrics, and I honestly, the local scene, I think, is a pretty tight-knit community, in my eyes.
Oh, that's good. And you, same opinion?
I'm a little different because I didn't go out and see a lot of local bands and stuff. I was kind of more in more like the bedroom singer songwriter. I didn't really come out and play, let alone go see shows too. So her fiance being the band photographer that she is, I think that helps a lot about making connections and seeing people out. So for me, it was more like a foreign thing, and it was these were all her friends and her peers, and I'm trying to just be able to hang with them. You know what I mean? That was it for me. Like, so the local music scene was more intimidating for me and more scary, but people are really encouraging and people are really interested and they're willing to come out and spend time to see your shows and see what you create. And it's weird. Like, I feel like I don't know a lot of people personally, but I do definitely feel like a sense of community amongst them. You know?
That's great.
It's really supportive. Like, I mean, we see a lot of the same people that go out to the same shows. You know, you have a lot of the same people who are always there, and like seeing the same band countless times. But like, that's how it is. You know, it doesn't matter how many times you've seen them, you still come out and you still support. And I think it's really cool, like, to have that in Columbus.
You guys consider yourself pretty successful so far, being such a new band. And I don't know how many places you've played before or anything like that.
I mean, I would say we're successful in the fact that we started with nothing. We started with no followers, nobody that really came out to shows, you know. And I think that we have really grown as musicians, and we've grown in the sense of, like, we've been able to play pretty much all the great places here in Columbus. And then not only that, but like, we've made legit fans. Like, we've made real fans that come out to all our shows all the time. And like, I mean, we meet more and more bands, and I feel like doors have opened for us. Like, we've gained shows without really like reaching out too hard. Like, things have kind of come our way, and I feel like we know we're on the right path because the more we do this, the more doors that open for us. And I think that that is progress, and I think that that is definitely like success in my eyes. You
Absolutely.
know?
I think you know, I guess you get the whole idea of like, we have to get this record deal, or we have to do on this big nationwide tour and all this kind of stuff. But it's like, you know, we shouldn't always think about success as like having these big sold out shows.
Yeah,
and
being a
stuff
millionaire, all
like
that. No, that's not. In my, that's not success. You know.
Success is really
Yeah.
a matter of personal opinion. And how
Yeah.
you like set for yourself, and we just kind of sought out to play shows. That was it. So the fact that we have, you know, a calendar and that we continue to get shows, and we have the option of like just being able to play out whenever we want or in a timely fashion, and that there are bands that are willing to like put us on.
Yeah.
That's, I feel like, is a mark of, we're getting it.
And we've gotten to play with some of our favorite local bands.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
nice.
So that's also a thing. Like, you feel so great because you're like, oh wow, we're gonna play a show with this band that we've seen, and we love this band. We love their music. So that's always awesome too.
And then when they come and they talk to you and they're like, hey, you did a really good job. It's like, it really does mean something because you look up to them, you know. And yeah,
So-
you're like, exactly. You're like, oh my god.